Yeah. Yeah, good evening all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Right.
It's clear and visible.
And thank you. So yeah. So myself, I'm Vijay. I hold like 15 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, URLlib, right? Experience in implementing large scale business critical systems using object oriented design and programming using Python and Django, right? Yes. So as part of today's demo, I'll be just covering the following topics, right? Yes. First thing is why Python. Already we have got many programming languages, right? Why again Python required? And the two, Python is not a kind of programming which is very recently introduced. Python is not a kind of technology which is very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989, almost 30 years ago, right? Python was introduced. Why all of a sudden Python has got great boom, right? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular means, especially from last 3 to 4 years, right? The usage of Python has increased a lot, right? And who can learn Python? Who can learn Python? Is there any prerequisites for learning Python? Right? Who can learn Python? No, there is no prerequisites for learning Python. Anybody can update with Python. Doesn't mean that you need to have the knowledge of C or Java. No. Python statements look like normal English statements. So I'll be just briefing you by taking some Python code and other language code. Just I'll take a task and I'll implement the task in multiple programming languages, right? So you can just compare coding wise, length wise, complexity wise, how the Python statements look as compared with other programming languages, right? Yes. Yes. How Python was built. How Python was built, right? Yes, I'll brief you all these things, right? How Python was built. Python has taken some advantages from one programming, some other advantages from other programming. In this way, from multiple programming languages, it has taken the advantages, right? All that languages combined together, we call it like a hybrid language. Python is a hybrid language. It has got what all the programming languages we see in the market today, all the programming language features we see in Python. That's the reason we call Python as a hybrid language. And before you update with any technology, you need to know like what kind of applications you are going to develop today by using Python. Today Python mostly used for developing what kind of application? Python real-time applications, right? Python real-time applications, right? And Python usage. Who are using Python today? Python usage. So I request everyone to please be in mute. So I will give time for you for your general queries at the end of the session, right? Yes. Okay. Python usage, right? Which companies are using Python today? Python features as compared with other programming. What are the features which you won't see in other programming, on which we see only in Python, right? Yes. Python comparison with other programming, right? Python comparison with other programming. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? What are the reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular? Right. And you need to know what the Python scope means, not only in the current market, right? In the coming years, what is the scope of Python in the coming years, and job market of Python, right? Yes. So we need to go with the technology, or we need to go with the programming, right? Which will last in the market for years and years, right? Okay. Python scope and job market. So this is the things we'll be discussing, right? Today and tomorrow session. I'll be briefing you about all these things, right? The importance of Python, usage of Python, how it is used, its scope and job market, and how it was built, and what kind of applications we are developing today. And okay, so starting with the first thing, why Python? Yes, why Python? I define Python in 5 lines, right? Python is a, yes, first, general purpose programming. It's a general purpose programming. General purpose programming means, yes, it's a general purpose programming, right? Multi-programming features are involved. Multi-programming features. Yeah. Multi-programming features we see in Python, hybrid features, and it's a high-level language. Python, I'll just brief you about all these things, but Python is a high-level language, and it's a interpretation language. And user-friendly or programmer-friendly, right? User-friendly programming. So if I discuss like general purpose programming, Python is a general purpose programming, right? So if you see before Python, there were some programming languages. If you heard about these languages like Pascal, you heard like languages like Fortran, languages like COBOL, right? So these are purpose-based languages. These languages are purpose-based. These are used for specific purpose, not for all the purposes, right? Like Pascal for mathematical applications, Fortran for scientific application, COBOL for business application. These are used for a specific purpose. But a language which is suitable for developing any type of application, right? Such a language we call it as general purpose programming language. Python is such a kind of programming where any kind of application we can develop today by using Python, like mostly used in web applications creations, automation applications, gaming applications, networking applications, embedded applications. So wide varieties of applications can be developed, and also Python is a programming language which is mostly used in implementing different high-end technologies, right? Yes.
Sir, we can use Python for mobile applications.
So Python, that is the only limitation of Python, right? Python only, all kind of applications we can develop except the mobile applications, right? The limitation of Python is it can be used in developing any kind of application except mobile, very less used in mobile applications, right? Right. So coming back, general purpose programming means it is not purpose based. It is not for particular purpose. Any kind of applications we can develop using Python except, right, one only mobile application. Multi-programming features. Python has got multi-programming features, right? Yes. I'll give a labor example. For example, if you want to launch a new product into the market, right? If you want a mobile phone to be launched into the market, to attract the customers, right? What features you want to see within it? The features what we see in different other mobiles, all the features, if you are embedding into a single piece, going to attract the customers, right? In the same way, Python is a kind of programming where it has got the features of different other programming languages within it. So it has got the features of procedural oriented like C, object oriented like C++, Java, scripting features like shell script, modular programming like Modular 3, right? So I'll just brief you about all this, but simply I can say like Python has got multi-programming features, because of which we call Python as a hybrid language. So any kind of applications you can develop because of this multi-programming features, right? Yes. High level language, I can say there are two types of languages. Yeah. Two types of languages, right? Yes. Two types of language. First one is low level language. Secondly is what? High level language. Low level languages like assembly level language or machine level language, right? Assembly level language. These languages, assembly level or machine level, firstly, they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. Yes. And secondly, they cannot be carried. They not portable, I can say. They are not portable. And they cannot run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. Low level languages, machine dependent, they are machine dependent. Machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems, right? But if you come to this low high level language like Python, Python is human understandable. The statements look like normal English statements. They're not as complex, right? So, and they are portable and they can run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems, right? It's human understandable, it's portable and machine independent. Portable and machine independent, can run on all the hardwares and all the operating system, right? Yes. So Python is a high level language. Yes. Interpretation language means, right? So we have got two types in this compilation and interpretation languages, right? Absolutely. So if I talk about compilation languages, compilation and interpretation, there are two types. Interpretation, example of interpretation, Python. Compilation example like C language. What is the difference between compilation and interpretation? Means if you've got some lines of code, assume you've got some lines of code. All these statements are executed at once and displays the errors. How many errors you got in this? In all these 10 lines of code. It executes all the 10 lines and displays the errors. But in Python, statement by statement, it won't execute all the code at once. Statement by statement, it executes. If you got error in this statement, it won't execute the remaining statements. Statement by statement execution, which makes debugging easy, right? And it's a user-friendly programming, provides simple syntaxes, which looks like normal English statements, right? So it's a general purpose programming. Any kind of applications we can develop using Python. It's not for a particular purpose. And multi-programming features, what all the features we see in different other programmings, all those we see in Python, right? High-level language, human understandable, portable, and machine independent, can run on all the hardwares and all the operating system. Interpretation, line by line execution, which makes debugging easy, right? Yes. And user friendly programming or programmer friendly programming language, which looks like normal English statements, right? Okay. So Python has got what features? Hybrid features, I said. Python has got hybrid features, multi-programming features, right? So it has got, Python has, first, like procedural oriented programming, procedural oriented programming, right? Yes. Like example like C language, procedural oriented programming, like it has got the features of C language. It has got the features of object oriented programming. Python has got the features of object oriented programming, right? Yes. Example like C++, Java. Once again, I'm saying that Python has got multi-programming. It doesn't mean that you need to have the knowledge about all this programming. No. So we'll be discussing all this, right, as part of our course step by step, right? Yes. Scripting, it has got the features of scripting. Example like shell script. Example Linux shell script, right? Yes. And has got the features. Python has got the features of modular programming. Modular programming features, right? Yes. Example like modular 3. If you observe, right? Yes. If you compare, Python and Java are the two major programming languages in the industry currently used for enterprise applications development. If you see, like, if you go back to the year 2010 or 12 years, right? In 2010, Java is the king, right? Java is 43% used in the industry in the year 2010, right? And so most of them in the year 2010, none of them are aware that there was a programming language like Python. Only 3% used Python, right, in 2010. Later, 10 years later in 2020, the usage of Java, right? 19%. The usage of Python has increased a lot, right? Today, if you see in various high-end technologies, Python is preferred. 31% used. I'll show you some graphs at the end of this session. So I'll open Google and show you those graphs, the usage of Python and the usage of other programming languages in the industry, right? Yes. So if you see this, Java programmers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming. Without class object, there is no Java programmer application, right? Compulsory object-oriented programming. But Python with object-oriented, without object-oriented, with procedural-oriented, with modular programming, we can develop many varieties of application, and also we can write many scripts if you talk about in IoT, in robotics, in AWS DevOps, right? We can write many automation scripts, right? And modular programming, right? Because of this modular programming, right, Python has got great boom today, right? Because of these modules, Python has got nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules. Python has got 89,300 inbuilt modules for various domains. For various domains, right? Yes, whatever domain you are from, Python has got a module for it. For example, if you're from data, so if I talk about this modules, right? Yes, thousands of modules Python is providing. For example, for data science environment, right? For if you're from data science background, Python has got separate modules like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, right? Separate modules Python has got for this data science environment. And if you're from big data side, right? Big data environment, data engineering, right? Separate modules Python is providing, right? Using which we can perform the top. And even for networking or network applications, separate module or separate framework itself Python is providing for networking side, right? So, yes. And even from testing or test cases, Python has got separate modules. Okay. And not only for this, right? For operating system kind of operations, the name itself is OS. The name of the module itself is OS module for performing OS related activities, right? That's got, we don't need to write huge codings, already inbuilt functionalities available using which we can perform for every database, right? For Oracle database, Python has got a separate module using which we can easily connect. Just 1 minute discussion is enough to connect with Oracle database, not like other programming language where a lot of knowledge is required to connect with the database, right? Like Java database connections. Just we have got separate module for every database Python is providing, right? For Oracle, cx underscore Oracle. For MySQL, PyMySQL or MySQL.connector. So in this way, we got separate modules to connect with this, right? And for SQL Server, right? PyODBC is the module Python has got using which we can easily connect, right? Perform all this database related up without opening database by writing Python statements. execute the Python statements, go and check. Your table will be created in the database. By executing Python statements, I can insert data into database table. And apart from this, Python also used for creation of different types of files, Excel files. So I can create an Excel workbook. I can create an Excel table by writing Python statements. Go and check in that location where you have to go and check. The Excel file workbook will be created. And I can create multiple Excel sheets by writing Python statements. And into the second sheet, Excel sheet, I want to write data. From third sheet, I want to read data. All these operations you can perform through Python, right? Not only Excel files, comma separated values, CSV files, JSON files, JavaScript object notation, key value notation, right? PDF, I can write a Python program to create a PDF file. Yes, I can create a PDF with 3-4 lines. I can insert data, I can read data from it. And for statistical operations, statistics, right? And for mathematical operations, we have got math module. In this way, thousands of modules, 89,300 inbuilt modules, Python has got, right, for various domains. So we don't need to write huge codings, right? For example, the importance of module, if I say, right, just observe this. For example, I want to work with some mathematical. I will import a module called math module, right? So I'll import it, and within the math, I got a function like square root. I want square root of 16. So within the math module, I got a function square root. I want square root of 16. What is that output? 4. In this way, no need to write code, right? Import math. In the math, we have got square root built-in functionality, square root of 16 in this way. So yeah, in this way, thousands of models Python providing for different domains for whatever domain you are from, right? That's why Python has got great boom today, mostly used in different high-end technologies, right? And also you need to know what kind of applications are getting developed today by using Python. Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Python real-time applications, right? Yes. Yes. Python mostly used in creation of web applications. A lot of web applications are getting developed today by using Python. You may get a query, right? Why Python? We have got Java, .NET, all these. They are used for developing web applications from last 20-25 years. Why again Python? Means Python at a rapid speed, it can develop a web application, right? Using framework like Django. We've got many frameworks for Python, but the most famous framework used, right? Django framework. So it is providing many flexible features. It is providing its, we don't need to write code, right? Already the code will be available. .py files, Python files will already be available, right? We just modify wherever required. So it has got its own database. It has got its own application server, right? So at a rapid speed with very less coding, we can develop a web application, right? So the programmers, developers are attracted towards Python because of its less coding and simple syntaxes, right? And flexible, many more flexible features, right? And apart from it, Python today mostly used in automation applications, right? In automation applications, using technologies like data science, where the total implementation goes in Python, in IoT, in AWS DevOps, right? Yes. And in robotics, right? In automation applications. If we talk about this IoT, Internet of Things, right? So today everything through online shopping, online exams, online examinations, online education, e-learning, online business, e-commerce, online communication, audio, video chattings, online gaming, online healthcare, right? So you should have seen like smartphones, you should have seen smart TVs, right? But you are going to see like smart homes in the coming days, right? Using this IoT technology. So different electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other, right? So I can define IoT as a physical network or a device embedded with electronics, software, sensors, and network connectivity for collecting data, exchanging data and controlling the things from the place where we are, right? So here coding, 90% of the coding goes within this Python language, right? Python script. And if we talk about this data science, right? Data or data science deals with data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, data recommendations, right? So it's a blend of technique, right? The main technique what we see in data science, ML, machine learning, right? We have got many machine learning techniques. The name itself saying we are making the machine to learn, providing, right, but some patterns. So we have got many ML techniques: regression, classification, clustering, pattern matching, right? All these techniques to implement, you require all these techniques to implement. You require a language to implement, or to code. We require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen, mostly used programming for this data science, right? Machine learning, deep learning, and for this artificial intelligence, right? Python is mostly preferred, where Python has got many modules for plottings, visualizations, data analysis, right? For all this. So if you talk, Java is never preferred for this data science, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, right? Java language is never preferred. Even in IoT or in AWS DevOps, right? Java is never preferred for this automation kind of applications, right? Python is the mostly preferred used language, right? So if I talk in the even people from AWS or DevOps today, AWS and DevOps also has got great boom. Data science has got great boom, right? So all this, the implementation going in Python, right? So Python serves a remedy to any problem in the IT industry, right? When it comes to DevOps side, right, the ultimate goal is to reduce the time taken in DevOps life cycle, right? In improving the efficiency. So if you see the various stages DevOps life cycle, right? Requirement gathering, system design, system implementation, system testing, or system deployment or maintenance, right? So it offers a structural solution in types of automating the tasks. So Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of inbuilt libraries, which allows to write scripts for the improved developed life cycle, right? And if you talk about today, one more side, right? Like in big data side, Python mostly used in this big data environment also, right? So for huge data storage and for huge data processing, today if you see, not only like KBs of data or MBs of data is getting generated. Beyond that, we have got like GB or TB. We have got petabytes, exabytes, zettabytes, etabytes, sotabytes, right? So you should have seen KBs, MBs, GBs, or even TBs. But do you think like petabytes, exabytes is it getting generated? Means 1 petabyte equal to 1024 TBs. Already 1 TB is a large storage unit, but 1024 TBs forms a PB. Do you think like petabytes of data is it getting generated? If so, examples of this petabytes, right? If you see like social media like Facebook, it has got millions and trillions of users. In a minute, many posts and videos are getting circulated. Millions and trillions of users using this Facebook, right? Each and every post and video need to be stored. So not only, so what is the data generated by Facebook in a minute? And it has to store all the posts and videos, right? What should be the storage capacity to store all those, right? Not only Facebook, right? Today, if you take 1 minute transaction, how many Facebook posts, FB posts? What is the data generated by Facebook in a minute? Or Twitter tweets keeps on generating, or everyone querying in the Google queries, right? What is the data generated by Google? You're creating your own videos, right? YouTube videos upload. What should be the storage capacity to store all these videos? Not like MBs or GBs, right? And millions and trillions they are using email messages. What should be the storage capacity to store all these messages? or if you talk about bank transactions, or if you talk about telecom transactions of millions and trillions of users, or e-commerce sites like Amazon, Flipkart, all this, they're generating huge data, right? Google generating nearly an average 450 petabytes per month, and an average means 450 into 1024 TBs. So for all this, we have got some big data tools available, right? If you heard about like big data, Hadoop, big data, Spark, right? These technologies used for huge data storage and processing. So they're using languages like Scala language, Python language, right? Spark with Python, PySpark, we say, right? So PySco. So it's used within this big data environment. So I list out various other applications where Python is preferred, right? Even graphical user interface, GUI, first like scientific applications. Scientific applications are for numerical analysis, right? We have got modules, NumPy, nothing but numerical Python. PP, we have got scientific Python, right? We have got these modules available for the scientific or numerical analysis, right? Python is providing graphical user interface or for animation. Python has got modules like PyQt is a module, PKinter, right? So these are some module names were used for graphical user interface or for animation applications. And mostly today, Python mostly used in game development. Lot of games are getting developed using Python. Single user, multi-user, online games, right? Especially for game development, Python has got a framework called Pygame. It's a framework given by Python for developing games in Python, right? Another framework like PyCar also used for this game development. And for some 3D games or for 3D rendering libraries, we have got like PySoy, a 3D rendering library used for 3D games. Apart from this, Python is used for scheduling tasks, right? On a particular day, week, month, or right? For scheduling tasks, we have got Airflow Python is providing. Even for testing or test cases, right? Python has got modules. And for software development, right? Python. So most of the software developers use Python as a support language, right? Yes. Yes. So we have got BuildBot, Apache Gump for automated compilation and testing, Roundup Track for project management and bug tracking, right? So, and Python also used in business applications. In business applications, right? Python is one of the best choice, greatest choice in developing e-commerce systems. And apart from this, one of the hottest application of Python, database applications, right? Every web, there is no web application without a database. So Python can connect with any database, MySQL, Oracle, PostgreSQL, SQL Server, all this, right? Yes. And apart from this, Python mostly used in network applications or network programming, right? Especially for network applications, network programming. Python providing a framework called Twisted Python, right? Yes. And apart from this, Python is also used for web scraping data from different websites, harvesting data or extracting data, right? Apart from this, Python is also used in audio and video applications. Right? As part of the course, I'll also be showing some kind of audio and video applications in the Django applications creations, right? So some famous applications which already got created like Team Player, some of those applications created. And Python not only for computer applications, but also for civil environment, for electronics environment like CAD, 3D CAD applications, computer aided designing, right? And apart from this, it's also used in embedded applications. Embedded applications, right? The most famous embedded application, Raspberry Pi, right, which uses Python for its computation, right? And also used Python useful in computer vision. Computer vision in the sense for face detection, color detection, object detection, Python is preferred. And for data analysis. And for desktop applications, single user applications, console applications, right? Python is preferred. So in this way, many applications. Today I said Python is not for a particular purpose. It's a general purpose. Any kind of applications can be created, right? I'll just give some examples, right? Yes, just I'll take 5-10 minutes more. Who are using Python today? Who are using Python today, right? Topmost applications built by using Python. Topmost applications built by using Python. So what are the topmost applications built using Python? Example like Google, right? Google is one of the best example for Python web application, right? Yahoo using Python. Google using Python for its web search systems. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Uber using Python, Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Instagram built by using Python. The prime reason for Instagram to choose for Python, it's Python practicality and multi-programming features. We have got other applications which got developed like Reddit, Quora, Pinterest. One of the famous OTT platform using Python, right? Netflix uses Python for its security automation subscription purpose, right? BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service. Dropbox using Python. Maya, a powerful 3 animation which uses Python scripting, right? MMOG, massively multiplayer online games, right? iRobot for military and commercial applications, Python is preferred. There are some companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they are using Python for hardware testing purpose. So these are some of the examples, right? Yes. So topmost applications built by using Python. And who are using Python today? Python real-time applications, right? So reasons which makes Python super popular, right? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Yes. Okay, first thing is most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python and migrating towards Python, right? So most of those they see, right? So very less coding we see in Python. First thing is very less coding. So most of them attracts towards any programming language if it has got very less coding. And there are two simple syntaxes. They look like normal English statements. In the tomorrow session, I'll brief you, right? Coding wise, how these Python statements look as compared with other programming. And multi-programming or hybrid features, right? Using which any kind of applications you can develop. And interactive mode, you can interact with Python. Interactive mode given by Python, right? Just if you observe statement by statement. See, if I go to this in the search panel, if I type CMD and if I go to this command prompt, if you've got Python installed and if you see Python, right? Python version will be displayed, Python interpreter gets opened. Just you test it, right? You can interact with Python statement by statement. It gives response for every statement you type. 3 plus 4, you just check it. 7. 5 into 4, right? X has 10, Y has 4. No need to define any data types, right? for Python, directly we can say x has 10, y has 4. What is x? What is y? What is x plus y? What is x minus y? All this, right? X equal to HELLO, right? Yes. X into 3 prints hello for 3 times. X into 5 prints hello for 5 times, right? Yes. Any valid Python statements. You can type and interact, right? Statement by statement. This feature you cannot see in other programming. Yes. And what are the other things, right? Yes. Interactive mode, wide varieties of applications. One second, give me a second, right? Yes. Wide varieties of applications, right? Wide varieties of applications we can develop, I said, yes. And many built-in libraries, right? Yes. Many built-in libraries given by Python. We don't need to write huge codings, right? So many modules, built-in modules, and these functions available, right? Using which we can perform these operations. These are the reasons which makes Python super popular, right? Very less coding, simple syntaxes, interactive mode, multi-programming features, wide varieties of applications, many built-in libraries, right? So I'll just open the Google and show you, right? The popular coding language, right? Python is the #1 ranked programming language, right? Yes. Popular coding language from the last 2-3 years, from 2020 onwards, you can check. Python, the language considered the most well-rounded among all these developers, right? All right. If you see more results for this, right? Observe this. Top 10 programming languages, right? Yes. Python stands first. Next comes JavaScript, Java, the other programmings. So Python is mostly used. First Python, next comes Java and other things, right? Yes. Most popular programming languages used by top 25 unicorns. Python. Next comes Java, JavaScript, right? Python remains the most popular programming. Python, Java, JavaScript. And ranking wise, if you see this ranking, right? Rank language type. We see Python stands first, next Java, C, and other programmings, right? And if you observe, see that usage wise, if you see the big circle, green colored, right? Python 31% used, Java 19%, C++ nearly 10%, C like 6%, right? So the usage of different programming languages, right? And coming to this course content, what is going to be discussed, right? So it's like a total full stack Python will be there, and if you want only Python, you can just update with Python. So one second. So starting with the Python basics, Python history, applications, features, versions, installation, flavors, Python operations, different modes, editors, data types, constants, variables, comments, input output type conversions, right? Operators in Python, and Python IDs. In real time, we use IDs, right, to work, like PyCharm, Anaconda distribution, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, all those step by step I'll be showing you, right, how to download it, how to install, and how to work on it, right, step by step. So flow control statements, looping statements, so strings indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, right? Collections in Python, list, tuples, sets, dictionaries, Python lists, Python list creations, list indexing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested list, list modifications, similarly tuples, sets, dictionaries in Python, functions, different types of arguments, default, non-default, keyword, and lambda functions, filter function, map function, reduced function, recursive function, right? Yes, modules in Python, how to import, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading, package in Python, errors and exceptions in Python, file handling, working with different types of files, object-oriented programming in brief, class, object, inheritance, polymorphism, right? Method overriding, types of inheritance, and regular expressions, extracting data from required data, right? And database connectivity, Python database connectivity, right? Installation of one database, creating of database, working with Python, right? For creation of this database, various operations with the database, right? So I'll be showing you different models related to different domains, right? Some models related to data science, some models related to big data, some related to database, some related to date and time, some related to operating system, some related to Excel files, some related to graphics. So different modules I'm going to show you, and also how to create our own modules if they are not available. So date and time related, operating system module, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closures and decorators, web scraping from different sites, working with XML, JSON, graphical user interface, graphical Excel workbook, data analytics, and even people who go for data science to go that the prerequisites for it, like some models like Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, right? So this is what 30 topics in brief, right? You can just compare this core syllabus with any other training sites, right? We'll see a lot of discussions on this Python, right? So this is Python. And people who go for full stack, total like web development, right? The Django framework also. So introduction to this framework, history, features, web frameworks, installation, project or architecture, Django applications, views, templates, domain, Django models, advanced concepts, right? And also you will be getting the knowledge. I'll be providing the knowledge on HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and JavaScript, right? And also like MySQL. Yes. So it's a combination of Python and all that UI technology. So what you are going to see, Python again within this Python, three things like core, advanced, and application oriented modules, totally in deep, in depth, right? We'll be discussing for nearly 70 hours. All right. Fine. So the fee structure is just, it's an offer batch. It's just for 5K, right? 5,000 for all this, to end of months. And apart from these, people who go for full stack, total full stack Python, right? Like we will be having this Django Django frameworks with nearly 15 applications creations, 15 to 20 apps creations, step by step. I'll be showing you. Apart from this, right? You'll be given the knowledge on HTML for web development. What are the technologies, right? CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, right? So plus a project. So for all this, also like it takes nearly 50 hours. So it is also of 5K. So it was of 7K actually previously. It was given for 5K. Now if you're going for full stack, it is 10K. Only Python, it is 5K. Fine. Yes. So if you've got any queries related to this Python, you can just ask me up, right? Unmute yourself, or you can just type in the chat panel, right? Yes.
Sir, so if someone wants to learn Python only for big data, Hadoop, then
Python is enough.
okay.
Python, right? Whatever I said, the 70 hours, right? In brief, because the coding totally goes in Python, right? You need to have the knowledge about all this.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
The recorded video will be available for future purpose.
Yes, right. See, 1 second. Mm. So yeah, so every session is video recorded. You will be getting the recorded video, right? Everyone will be getting the record that day itself, right? So every day you'll be getting the recorded video to your Google Drive, and notes, a soft copy of the notes you'll be getting to your Gmails. So class is on daily basis. Okay, from Monday to Friday. The class will be from Monday to Friday, right? Yes. Sometimes on Saturdays I'll be taking by pre-intimating, right? Yes. So even you can see this payment process and procedure that the online team has given a message in the chart panel, a big message related to this payment process procedure, the details, right? Yes.
Sir, ideally, how much time it will take to complete only Python?
Only Python, right? I'm saying in brief about this Python, 2 months, right? 2 to 2.5 months. So if you see that syllabus, right?
Python and full stack web development course will go at the same time or like at different time?
So people who wants to go parallelly, right? Python and web full stack both parallelly, like UI technologies and Python parallel, you can go, right? So if you got less, means if you want, if it doesn't have time, you can. I'll suggest you go parallelly. Otherwise, one after the other.
And what time it will go for full stack?
So so Monday to Friday, right? So one second. Monday to
Python is at
Friday.
7 p.m., right?
So Monday to Friday, it goes at weekday. And again, people who go for full stack like Saturday and Sundays, there are some weekend sessions available, right? 2.5 hours on Saturday, 2.5 hours on Sunday. If you want to go
No,
for
I mean like if Python is at 7 p.m. Monday to Friday, so what time is the full stack at? Like Python class is only for 1 hour a day, right?
So yes. So one thing, once you got enrolled for this full stack course, right, you can attend any of my courses. Means if I start any Django or full stack or UI technologies, right, you can attend any of this. So it will be said to you, and also it will be there will be a WhatsApp group, right? Once you got enrolled in that WhatsApp group, it will be posted. If I'm starting any new Django match or new UI technologies, people who wants to go parallel, right, you can go parallelly also.
And
So
both
and
are for 10,000, right?
weekend batches will be there, weekday batches will be there, right? So not once you got enrolled, you can attend any of my batches, or if you want to go one after the other, you can go, right? So both total full stack, the fees is 10K.
Full stack and Python both, right?
Yeah, Python and full stack total, it's total Python and web development, Django, everything is of.
How much are the chances for the placement after full stack and Python both?
See one thing, so if you see the course content, all these things, whatever we are discussing, right? So
Yeah.
that too everything is practical oriented, nothing theoretical, right? And you'll be given a lot of assignments, right? It's not like getting the output is not the criteria here. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to write your own code. You need to build your own code. In this way, topic wise, you'll be given some assignments, tasks to work with. Even for applications creations, you'll be building the applications, right? So with that, if you can attend the interviews, right? So you'll be having great command on this programming once you complete this course,
Hello.
right? Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
I've learned Power BI, CK. So for coming to Python, how it is useful for a combination.
So I today, if directly or indirectly, Python is used. Every software employee is going to touch Python, right? And most of the high-end technologies, if you talk for writing scripts, automation scripts, if you talk for data science with Python, big data with Python, uh, robotics, IoT, right? Web applications creations with Python, right? So for writing automation scripts and for implementing different high-end technologies, right? So Python, even people who are going for this ETL kind of applications, or even for Spark applications, big data, Hadoop and Spark, right? PySpark is mostly, it's a hot cake in the market, right? Spark with Python implementation is where we see a lot of ML kind of applications implementations, right? Fine. So Python, it has become, see if you see last 2-3 years, it has become essential for any employee, right, to get updated with Python. directly or indirectly will be touching it, right?
One last question. So this Python contains like everything, like we need to for the interview or like placement. This Python course will contain everything, right? Data structures, algorithms, everything, right?
So here, if you see the course content, once again, it will be forwarded to your mail ID, so you can check, right? You can see in brief, in depth, right, about all this Python, nearly 30 modules I'll be discussing in brief, right?
And you will like also help in like preparing for interview too.
So I'll be providing some interview questions at the end of this session, right? At the
Okay,
end of
okay,
this course, right?
okay.
And one more thing, one major point I need to say, right, as the request made by many students, right? So for the first 10 days, it will be at 7 p.m., right?
Okay.
This is before you pay that fees. We are intimating the timings. Make the timings clear. So it will go at 7 p.m. After 1 week or 10 days, daily up to the end of the course. It will be like 8 p.m. It starts at 8 p.m., right? For the first 1 week or 10 days, it will be at 7 p.m. But later, the timings of this batch after 10 days from now will be at 8 p.m. up to the end of the course, 8 to 9, right? So fine, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. is the timings of this batch. Okay, fine. Any other queries, right? Any other queries you got? So everyone, you can attend the session tomorrow also, right? To see more on this. People from non-programming or from zero programming knowledge, right? You can just check how these Python statements look. In the tomorrow session, I will take some coding, Python code, and I'll try to just show you by comparing with different other programmings, how simple and with very less coding, not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programmings, right? Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Question is my side there. Is there any certificate provided for this course?
So from DURGASOFT, a certificate will be provided, but people who wants to a certificate, who wants to go for certification programming, right? Means like Microsoft certification, other certifications programs are available for Python, right? They'll be just testing you with the core concepts, not in the advanced concepts, right? So how your performance is measured, what type of questions and queries, and what is the syllabus for certification programs like Microsoft certifications. I'll be briefing you. I'll take 1 or 2 sessions on that. And this course is enough, right, for going for certification program. And people who wants a certificate from the institute, like course completion, other things, right? The certificate will be given from the DURGASOFT, right?
But, each passing day there is a new versions of Python modules and libraries out there.
Pardon?
Current versions. Each passing day there are a lot of versions for Python and these modules and libraries.
Many versions are there. So I'll be briefing you about all these versions, installations, execution modes, and flavors of Python, right?
So what are the currently available during
the latest version 3.11? We'll be going with the latest version 3.11, right? So you can install multiple versions of Python, right? Yes, just if you can you see, are you able to see my screen, everyone? Hello. So 3.8, 3.9, 3.10, 3.11 Python, right? All versions I've installed in my system. You can work with any version, right?
Whether it's modules and that libraries and all that.
So I said modules, I'll be covering most of the important modules, right? Some modules related to data science, some modules related to big data, some related to operating system, some modules related to graphics, some related to database, some related to regular expressions, and how to create our own modules will be discussed, right? So as it's a demo session, just I was discussing most of the time, but regular sessions, right? For every statement I will type, you'll be responding, right? What is the expected output or the result? Whether your answers are correct or wrong, you will be responding, right? The interactive sessions or live sessions.
One thing there. Of this and all that, 2.5 months. Is there any support or any doubt is from our side?
So whenever you get any doubt in the current running topic, immediately you can unmute and you can ask then and there. Whether I can go with other example, I'll be just briefing you that example. But if you got any doubts related to the previous topics, right?
Yeah.
If you got any queries
about the different time of different doing things is not problem there. But about the application of the project was there. Anyone some needs any doubts or some new thing there?
So 1 second, for any doubts, clarification, queries at the start of the session itself, you can ask your queries. At the end of the session, you can ask your queries during the topic
No,
running, current
sorry,
running
sorry.
topic. Yes.
Sorry. Didn't get my point there. But what completion of the course going to the our any sub or anything from your side will be there in future after completion of the course.
After completion of the course, also, if you got any queries, anything, you can ask me.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Okay, that's
So that's the WhatsApp group is created, right? You will be in
okay,
contact
fine.
with me, right? So everyone who got enrolled, there will be a WhatsApp group where you can directly interact with me, right? Any technical, the group is for technical discussions, right?
Or and any specific project will be covered there for.
So yes, one project I said, right? It will be one project will be covered as part of this. So all that WhatsApp groups will be inactive, even from the last 3-4 years. What all the groups get are inactive, right?
Okay.
People. So if there are any technical aspects, we can interact, right? Fine.
And is the fees to be paid in one go? 510.
Pardon?
Is the fees to be paid at one go, na?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
So
Thanks.
it's an offer batch, right? It's offer batch. The cost is too low, right?
And
So
how many demo sessions will be there for us there? Total?
So today, tomorrow also you can attend the session to see more on this, right? Tomorrow you can attend. Okay.
Okay. After that, we need to pay and join.
Tomorrow, and if possible, day after tomorrow also you can attend, right?
Okay. No problem. Thanks.
Sir, ఇందులో data modeling and relations and visualization will be available in this Python.
Yes. If you see the
So
course
like
content,
Power BI, we have vast visualization things are there, but here it is available in this course because
so I'll be discussing
I want
some.
to go for Power BI with this course.
So even different types of graphs generations, right? Normal graph, bar graphs, histogram, scatter plots, stack plots, pie graphs, all this, right? With no need
full
to.
stack is not necessary, I think, right, sir? Python is okay.
Yes, if you want to go for if you see, this framework is an added advantage, right? For developing a project, you need to have the knowledge of Django framework. If you want to develop a project, web applications, right? Yes, this Django is required. And Python for people who go for different environments like data science or for scripting.
I'm analytical department, sir. Actually,
Yes, Python is enough for that.
Okay, thanks for your suggestion. For that,
So
only Python, how much you charge, sir?
5,000.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Is there any crash course in this, sir?
Pardon?
Crash course in Python. Crash course.
So in brief, in depth, we are discussing all this, right? And we'll be providing some assignments, tasks to work with topic wise. You can just work on it. So you can solve those things, right? In the online, you'll be having many things to work with if you want to write examinations on that. So, okay. So if I'm done with your queries, right? If there are no other queries, I'll sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time at 7 p.m. with the same link. You can join the session tomorrow. More discussion on this Python. So people who are from non-programming or zero programming, right? Tomorrow you can just check how this Python statements, as I'll be showing you some sample snippets of Python, right? Looks like normal English statements. So I'm signing off for today. Meet you tomorrow, same time. Thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Sir, hello.
Yes, any query?
Yes, it's one more just that if I go for the full stack and all that there. So for the basic Python, it will be 1 hour daily. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. there.
Yes.
And for the full stack and all that, how it will get managed there?
Yes. People who wants to go parallel, right? You can attend any, as I said, tomorrow, if any batch started any other timing, you can attend that. If you got enrolled, right, you can attend parallelly. But even if you want, weekend batches are also available, 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours.
Because I am working professional there, so not possible
so
to.
People, that's people for job holders, right? Yes, job holders, especially you can go for weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. 3 hours session will be there, right?
Okay, no problem. So things will go parallel there.
So you only for Python, it is 70 hours, I'm saying, right? Yeah,
Yes, yes.
Shravani, what is the duration of UI and Python? 70 hours is only for Python, and nearly 50 to 60 hours for web development for all this HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, and the Django framework, web development, and all the project will be for 50 to 60 hours. Totally 130 hours of course, 4 months course, right? Actually, but if you want to go parallelly, yes, immediately you can go with parallel, right? Either attending weekends or any of my batches, right? Later, once you got enrolled, you can just intimate people who wants to go fast track or like parallelly, right? Yes.
Sure. Got it.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Yeah, business intelligence tools, Python core is okay. Yes, Python is enough, right? Yeah. Some other queries, right? So yes. So payment details procedures are provided in the chart panel. You can just check there, right? Online team has provided those things. So once again, I'm saying for the first 1 week, 10 days, it will be at 7 p.m. Later, it will be at 8 p.m. Right? Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah.
One more thing there. One more query. Do you need to make the payment in full or in parts there for?
So it's a offer batch, right? It's whatever the fees taken, right? It's offer batch.
No. There are two
Yes.
things are there. Okay. One for the basic Python and one for the full stack. Okay. 5K.
Yes.
If
Yes.
someone wants, if I want complete first Python and then opt for the full stack, so it's possible or need to pay 10K at one time?
So actually, the 7K is the fees for that full stack. 5K for Python, 7K for. If you want to pay separately later, it will be like
7K.
totally if you are paying, it will be 10K. Later, if you are paying Python 5, later you have to pay 7, right? Separately if you are going.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
Sir, is there any offline course?
Okay, so you can just the contact details are provided, right? You can just contact that online team for other timings or other things, right?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
okay, fine.
Thank you.
So I'm stopping for now. Meet you tomorrow, right?
For data analytics, data science, and all, only Python core is enough, or do we need any other prerequisites to learn?
No. This only Python is enough, right? Even for those people for data engineering, data science, for the prerequisites I'm covering, right? Here, if you see this from 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, all those things deals with that data analytics, introduction to data science. Pandas is that. And NumPy and Matplotlib. These things in brief we will be discussing, right? Fine. So Python is enough for that. People who go for data analytics, data engineering, data science, Python is enough.
Thank you.
Okay, fine. Yes.
I just heard like the classes will be after 1 week. The class is going to start at 8 p.m. right?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have any other course like which starts in the morning rather than the evening?
So, and 31st of this month, today is 17th, right? 31st of this month, right? After 2 weeks, there is a morning 7 a.m. batch going to start.
Okay. Even in that case, it's going to change to 8 p.m. after 1 week?
No. It's a morning batch. Totally, it's a morning batch.
Oh, okay.
7 a.m. right? So people, if you want to shift because of your job trainings, if you want to shift morning batch to evening batch of mine, right? You can also shift those things also available, right? Because of job timings, if you want to shift to morning, once you got enrolled, you can attend any of my Python batch.
Oh, okay.
That's a good thing there.
Okay, but you need to pre-intimate, right? So that you'll be getting the videos of that.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So I'm stopping now. We'll continue tomorrow, more discussion. If you got still any more queries, you can ask me in the tomorrow session also, right? So I'm running out of time. We'll meet you tomorrow, same time, same day. Thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.